Valentine and whoever else is involved in this plot. I know Cassandra de Vries is going to be here, but I need to know who else is attending and what they discuss. By the time you get out, the help I requested should have arrived.
Just who is this help you keep referring to?
Not now, Joanna. Time for radio silence. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Why is she breathing so heavily? Oh, welcome to Chicago. Very violent city. This is a pretty annoying mission right at the beginning on Perfect Agent because this part of the mission is timed, but there's no on-screen timer. And those civilians, if you shoot them, it will fail the mission, and they run right in front of your gunfire. And they're dressed almost identically to those other guys in trench coats, with which are FBI agents, I think, that will call in for reinforcements, which is basically the equivalent of an alarm going off. You don't fail the mission, but it makes it really hard to deal with, because all those guys have magnums, which do a lot of damage. The time part right here is you have to put a tracking device on a limo. I don't completely remember why, I didn't read the briefing before the mission, but it will eventually fly off if you don't hit it in time. And if anyone sees you doing it, you will fail the mission. There's just a preview of the guns. That's the same model for the tracking devices that they use in GoldenEye. There's a civilian just walking past there. You can just run up and throw the bug directly onto the limo, but people will probably see you. This is an interesting area, this storm drain ravine-like area with the running water. I always liked this area. I like the design of this level. It's like Chinatown, Chicago appearance.
Stop where you are!
That thing that just said stop where you are is a robot that roams the street, which makes this mission even more difficult, because it can't be destroyed and it does a ton of damage. And if that thing flies by at the beginning of the mission while it's timed, while you're trying to not hit civilians, kill those guys before they call them for backup, and kill the guys regularly shooting at you, and then that robot shows up, it's a real pain in the ass. And this area right here, like how the fence is such a small way to get through, and you can get stuck on the ledges because the way you go up ledges is like really slowly, and this mission is somewhat poorly designed. It's not one of my favorite levels. I like the way it looks, and I like the music and how it's raining and everything. It's not a phenomenal mission. This is a secret area, and to get into this area, you have to disarm one of these guys, and they'll open up this locked door back there. There's no other way in besides that. But I wasn't sure which guard you had to disarm, so I just disarmed both of them. Yeah, and that's something I haven't talked about yet. Guards will try to, like, punch you if you get too close or you shoot their gun out of their hand. So, now you get to John Woo it up with an extra Falcon 2 that was sitting on the desk in this abandoned strip club. Why are there 3 guys, or 4 guys actually, possibly even 5 if I'm counting correctly, 5 guys guarding an empty strip club? That always made me think of that SpongeBob joke where it just shows a sponge in the toilet and that guy says, "Oh yeah, that's real nice," and flushes it. But this area has no real purpose anymore. It's just like a little secret area with an extra gun you can get to. But I think its original point was that the cheese were originally cheats, so this area had much more of a purpose before. You don't even have to go back here at all. Most of the time I don't, honestly.
Program that taxi in Mark II and should be compatible.
This area is really annoying. If you don't kill, well, knock those guys out in time, they will just run directly in front of all of that. That guy can call in for reinforcements really fast. And there's a civilian that just stands absolutely motionless with 2 guards running circles around him. I don't know if their programming just sucks, like if they just really fucked up the AI with these guys, or they did it on purpose for it to just be really challenging. But look at that. That is so stupid. That is fucking annoying. And there's 2 guards up on some railings that you can't see that will shoot down at you if you try and run over there. Which I basically have to use the follow lock-on to even see it all. I can't see him standing there, and plus those lights are glaring in my eyes. Although I do like how there's sirens going off in the distance. That one's particularly hard to get. Well, not then, but you see him just comically hit the ground. I thought that was really cool as a kid.
Will do as an escape route.
So, for being an asshole just standing there. There are people shooting. Why don't you run away? Beat the shit out of you. This is a cool thing. Like, I like how you have to make your escape route out of the G5 building. And if you do it on the top, your escape route will be on the top floor. If you're on the bottom, it'll be on the bottom floor. I don't know why I went with the top floor. It'd be much easier if I did it on the bottom floor. But I almost always go for the top floor. And why is everyone wearing trench coats? All the Chicago, like, civilians are wearing trench coats. Joanne is wearing a trench coat. The FBI agents are wearing a trench coat. So there's a secret. I don't know why all those air conditioners blow up. But if you get those toxic waste barrels that are just sitting back here to explode that dumpster, you get a suitcase which contains the bomb spy. Which is just a camp spy that explodes. But I think some people from England took a trip to Chicago and like noticed everybody wearing brown trench coats or something, because everybody's fucking wearing trench coats here. And that robot is such a pain in the ass. You never know completely when it's going to be there. And see, it's just sitting there. What is it doing? It makes a really weird noise when you get close to it. Like it's Is it gone yet? Does Chicago even have a Chinatown? I've been to Chicago once, but it was a long time ago. I don't particularly like this part. Like, I think this is a cool mission aspect, because you reprogram the taxi, and it will fly directly into the robot, which explodes and distracts the guards guarding the entrance to the G5 building. Because if you go directly to the G5 building without causing the diversion, they hit a switch and the door closes and you fail the mission. Although I personally think, can't you just kill all the guards and hit the switch to open it? But this is annoying because sometimes the taxi takes off right away. And then sometimes you're sitting here for so long. Okay, finally. Now here's another pain in the ass. Sometimes it'll hit the robot right away, and then sometimes you're sitting here for a really long time. Now, robot sees me like no matter what. Why is the G5 building so heavily guarded? Like, well, I know why it's heavily guarded in this instance, but what is the G5 building normally? Because Carrington says it's just a front for Datadyne's evil plot, which is still not completely clear yet this far in the story. I always liked that little garage area. That's where I would hide from the robot before I learned to just avoid it. See, there you go. The diversion, but the taxi finally hit it. I have no idea what caused it to actually hit it. I think it just takes a long time to fly over there. So here's the bomb spot. I like watching these guys run out, like, covering their eyes from the smoke. I think that's cool. I hadn't seen anything like that, like, people actually reacting like humans actually do in video games at this point in my video game playing career. That's an easy way to take out those guards.
car park lift is your only point of ingress.
Received.
That guy got thrown all the way over there. I'd never heard the word ingress before this game, and I actually started using it legitimately for a while. What is her problem? She doesn't look like she's ever seen an elevator before.